Well, John, you're on the board for the season. You got your first point of the campaign. Do you think 1-1 was reflective of the game, or are you feeling a bit hard done by you didn't get all three?
I think everyone, and even them, would they'll believe that we should have got all 3 points. We were dominant the whole time from start to finish, which was pleasing. Didn't drop our head when we conceded a goal against the run of play. We created so many good opportunities, good openings. We actually limited them. They're a dangerous team to play against because of their wingers that they have and their attacking players that they've got going forward. And I thought the all-round performance was excellent. It was a performance that, we asked for, and, we played well against Sydney for 45 minutes. We lost our way a little bit in the second half, but this time it was 90 minutes. And, the only disappointing thing that I can say is that we didn't get 3 points because we deserved it. What
went so right? Why did you dominate this game, do you think?
Because we just kept on playing. I spoke about it last week that, they were so dominant in that first half, and then we became a little bit stretched, and then we started to lose our structure and our shape, whereas today we didn't. We didn't panic. We didn't panic when we went a goal down. We didn't panic at the beginning of the second half. We just kept on playing our game, and all the boys worked really well, really hard. Our defence was good. I thought Leo and Topper were excellent against a difficult player to play against. They're always on the move. Our fullbacks, were excellent against top wingers in this league. So there was a lot of positives, without the ball, but, with the ball, we just moved the ball really quick. And when we move the ball like that, it's hard to stop. It really is. It's just, the goals will come. We could have scored more, obviously, but the goals will come because we're performing well.
Especially in the first half, before things like fatigue and that come in and the game stretches a bit. But it looked like you were really able to force a disconnect in Macarthur between their defence and attack. They really didn't have much of a midfield. Was that something you identified coming into this game?
Yeah, because when you play through a team like Macarthur and you get down the other end very quick, you have to make sure your midfielders are positioned well enough that they can't get on the ball, their midfielders. And, if they've got space, they're going to hurt you. And we limited that space. So that was, because of our midfield being well positioned, our wingers, it was, again, without the ball was very good, and we limited them, to having any, if they did have possession, it was not hurting us. When they did have it, it was more that we were actually, making sure that we're blocking lines, getting a bit of a rest because we can't go at that pace the whole game. And then when we were about to go again, we went and we won the ball back in good areas.
Josh Risdon, John, he really blanketed Daniel Arzani. We just heard Dwight York refer to him, I think it was an old fox, with the way he went down. Should he be talked about more? Well, one, what did you think of his performance? And two, should he be talked about more in terms of the Socceroos frame?
Yeah, the only thing that Josh missed tonight was scoring that goal, because he had that chance. Josh Risdon, I don't even need to talk about him because, I think his performances speak for itself. He comes up against, top wingers in our league every week, and he puts on great performances every week. So, I'm not the national team coach. I'm not going to start to say that he should be in the national team. That's up to Graham Arnold, who he selects and who he thinks is the, in his mind for that right full-back position. But I'm happy with the way Josh is going, and if he keeps on performing like that, then we're only going to be better as a team.
Drew knocked his head open moving furniture, apparently that's what he was saying on the podcast.
Not too happy about that. Moving furniture, day of a game. Yeah, he was moving furniture with someone and he knocked his head. I saw him come this morning. I didn't know what it was, but he's okay. It was nothing serious.
Just Diamante's return, obviously left it late, but I think it was February 20. He did that knee injury. How much of a lift is it for this team, especially you've got that point out the way, and now to have Diamante come back and have something to build on, what does it do?
No, it's great for us because it gives us, the opportunity to, bring someone on when he's on the bench. We got the competition for places. I thought James Ferrisi had another great game, causing problems. And then when Diamante came on, I know it was only for a little bit of time, but he has been out for a long period. He's only played 45 minutes in a friendly game against an opposition that aren't really a team. So it was important to start getting him minutes. And, you know, it was good for him. I thought he did well when he came on. You know, his link between our wingers and him is very good. So, yeah, it's great. It gives everyone a lift. When you've got someone like him in your squad that's ready to play again. And credit to him, because he's had to work really hard to get back to even being able to set foot on the pitch. And if you look at him, how lean he is, he's lost about 3 or 4 kilos since he last played. So he's motivated. He's trying everything to make sure that he can get to that level that we know he has. And if he does, it's going to be great for us.
Lachie Wells' performance today, I mean, scored, but all game causing all sorts of problems. What were, I guess, your thoughts on his game?
Yeah. He was non-stop all night. I felt sorry for their defenders because he was just running at them all night. You know, not only was he holding the ball up well, and he held it up last year at times. That was something that he needed to work on, but now he's able to do that. And then when he starts running at you, or you know they're playing balls in behind and getting into those positions and getting to goal-scoring positions, you know, he was a threat all night. And pleased for him that he got his goal because he deserved it.
We saw some glimpses of Noah Botic probably got his biggest opportunity in a league sense today in terms of minutes. But how did you see his performance? Because it looked like he came on, he had a few moments. I mean, had it not been for a bad touch, he probably could have got a shot on goal. But how have you seen, I guess, his development over time and just his performance today?
Yeah, look, Noah Botic, I've got a lot of you know, hope for him because you know I know what he was capable of doing as a younger player, and then he was been in Germany, didn't play a lot, then got injured for a long period, and then he had a disruptive pre-season last year, going away, getting injured, and so we're trying to build his body and build his game up, and he's getting better. I still think that Noah's going to be a very good striker, and so the more because he tries to train at a level every day to improve his game. And, the people ask me, why don't you give opportunities to certain players? And I go, well, they've got an opportunity every day. Every day in training, they've got an opportunity. If they're performing well in training, they end up getting that opportunity and play more minutes. If they're not at the level, then they won't play. So Noel deserves to come on. He's always getting into those goal-scoring positions. He's a good goal scorer. He can finish well. So, now it's up to him to keep developing.
Do you think Noah's one of these players like we're maybe letting down because there's no youth league for them to go and play in? Like he might come off the bench tonight, but you can't send him to the A-League Youth or the Y-League and get 90 minutes in during the season and keep up his sharpness?
How much time have we got for me to answer that question?
I have a lot. These guys maybe not so much.
Yeah. Look, eventually I really hope that we're going to align our seasons. And our first team and our NPL side are playing at the same time, whether it's a National Youth League or it's an NPL season, because that's the only way our players are going to play games during the season. And, we tried to get Noah games in the NPL this last off-season, pre-season, because we know he needs games. But it doesn't help us that it's not aligned. That's with all the younger players, not just Noah. It is but an issue, but it's something that I'm not going to be able to solve.
Bit more of a standard question, John. Did you avoid any injuries tonight?
Yes, thankfully. Things are turning for us.
And just because you said last presser last post-match that you really didn't want this to effectively snowball or spiral, how much of a platform or a foothold does just getting this point give?
Yeah, it gives us a massive platform to work off of, because it was more about the performance and then getting something from the performance, because we felt that last week, even though we ended up losing 3-1, but the first half deserved more, and we should have got something out of that game. And tonight they didn't drop their head, so that was great, and they kept on performing the way that we believe they can. And we ended up, getting off the mark. But on another day, we win that game comfortably.
Expect anyone back next week?
At the moment, no.